can see the wall of plastic shoe boxes, and there's one for. I mean, I used to keep all the outtakes, the cassettes, the song tapes, the session stuff, and when they started making CDs for session stuff, I put those in there. You know, it's just related materials for the record. So if you start over here, you got there's a lot of these are all the A stuff. So you know, Susie Arioli, an excellent singer from Canada. Randall Atchison was a piano player that I'm trying to do a particular thing with that RCA wanted me to do. I think a great player. These are all auditioner tapes. Then this is just the B's. I don't know what's in there. This is a bunch of B's. More bassy, Christina Beatty, who was a great young singer, who's got a career under another name now. Louis Bellson did a couple of records with him. Kenny Drew Jr., a couple of records. Art Blakey did his last record. Billy Branch, excellent blues harmonica player of Chicago. Brookmeyer was a good friend of mine. Did a lot of Brookmeyer stuff. Gatemouth, did a lot of records with him. So this is number 2, so it's the second record. There's the third record. I did records with Charles Brown, another amazing artist. And then this is not a place, this is master class. But that's Gatemouth, though. So I think Keith Brown, a blues player I've never gotten anywhere with. Brubeck, lots of Brubeck stuff. I did 2 or 3 records with Jeannie Bryson, deeply loved. BMG would always send me music, so these are just song tapes for certain artists. Brenda Burns, a very talented singer. O'Teal, the C's, I'm not sure what's in the C's, but you can see. Carl Carlton was an artist from Germany. I produced and videotaped his record, so there's a lot of tape there. That was kind of early on for that, but I videotaped the whole record. Joseph Campbell, the great teacher and the Myth to Live By. He wrote all those books about Hero with a Thousand Faces and stuff. He used to give lectures in New York, and so I would tape them. I would go, pay the money, and tape them, and I just loved him. Eric Clapton tribute, I mentioned earlier. John Cleary, a great artist. I didn't do much with him, but a few things. James Clay, I loved so dearly. I did one record with him. Ornette Coleman, I was with for 5 or 6 years. So there's 3 boxes of Ornette stuff. 2 more, and I've got another 2 or 3 in another place, and I'm digitizing. I've got a lot of Ornette, and probably 50 hours of him just talking. James Cotton, Johnny Copeland, James Cotton again, Miles Davis, reissues. I didn't know him, just worked on his records. Knew TF pretty well, and of course Ron Carter and Herbie Hancock and those guys, and Tony Williams. I recorded all those guys, but never recorded Miles. Paul Desmond is a good friend. I did a lot of records with him. There's 3, 6, there's 7 boxes of Paul Desmond stuff. And I also have all of his tapes that he left me as well. There are a lot of 5-inch reels, probably 6 boxes of stuff of that, with maybe 20 tapes in each box. These are just people that had, just bigger projects. The Scrap-O-Matic record I did, Bobby Short, Mulligan, a DVD I worked on. Nancy Harrow, I did a lot of records with her. Jason Crosby, I did his first record, and a lot of video stuff. Kami Lau, another box of her stuff. O'Teal, so Dylan. This goes on for a while, but Dylan tribute, Gil Evans stuff, the E's and the F's, don't know what that is. Aretha Franklin did a couple reissues of hers. I got to hear everything she ever recorded, every outtake, every single thing she did at Columbia. And there was some terrible stuff in there, but also some good stuff. So a lot of stuff related to that. Larry Garner is another blues artist I really loved, still love. I don't see him much anymore, but he's a very talented songwriter. Dizzy, these are Benny Golson, Oh, that's all mini DVs, so that's a video project. There's Johnny Griffin. You know, there's Jim Hall. It's probably 10 boxes of Jim Hall stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. And Slide Hampton, Tom Harrell, Nancy Harrow again. She seems to be all over the place. Hendrix Tribute, Memphis Horns. That was a great record. I did a record with Freddie and JJ, Slide Hampton, Milt Jackson. That record was good, so that's just stuff in there about them. Dixie Hummingbirds was a big project. Stevie Wonder, Mavis, Winona, a lot of people, Bobby Womack, a lot of people on that record. There's Your Eyes, Your Jade.
Hold up for just one.
I did a lot of records with Illinois, well, a couple. I loved Illinois, and got to know him pretty well. I wish I'd spent more time with him. I went to his house a few times, but I really enjoyed him. He had great stories. Ahmad Jamal did a couple of records with him, a bit more difficult, but great player. Etta James, like I did a lot of Etta stuff. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes of that. Victor Jazz compilations, blues and jazz, that Jefferson Airplane stuff I worked on as reissues. I'm not sure what Spoken Friends means, but just probably interviews I did with people. Two things of that. So we're in the Jays, you know, Robert Johnson tribute, Big Daddy Kinsey, Chris Thomas King, Mel Lewis, a lot of legacy projects from Columbia, for Mel Lewis, David Liebman, Phil Woods, Warren Vacher. I did a DVD with him, lots of stuff about that. A lot of tapes having to do with my friend Lynn, with all those file drawers. It kind of goes with those file drawers in the other room. But I have a lot of Lynn stuff. And he would record things, or, you know. Amy Lyle, that artist recorded that never came out. She was with Here's Some M's, Larry McCrae, Jimmy McGriff, Hank Crawford did 3 or 4 records, maybe 3 records for them. Shannon McNally, it just took one record date, and she was on somebody else's record. When I got to know her, I really liked her. I still do. Frank Morgan did 3 records, you know, Maria Moldower record, Mulligan, O's, P's, Art Pepper. Did a lot of stuff with Art, you know. Yeah. Lucky Peterson did a lot of stuff with Lucky. Ralph Peterson, drummer. Pontoc Perkins did I'll let Jay produce that one. Jay produced that one. But I also did a record with him, a couple records with him on it. So I have stuff related to that. Doug Ramsey, great critic, would send me tapes and stuff. These are all extremely valuable because he like did the first playlist guy. And he was making playlists on cassettes in the 70s that were just incredible. Dewey Redman, Rolling Stone tribute, S's, Sarah's my daughter. It's got all of her stuff. She's quite an artist. Steve Lacy, Hilton Perez, Nilo Perez did his first record. Ralph Peterson, David Sanchez, Bobby Scott. Oh my goodness, what a guy! And Scrap-O-Matic. Scrap-O-Matic was the duo I thought was gonna. They've done well in their own ways. Don Sebesky record, John Shearing. I did a lot of stuff with Shearing and Bobby Short. You can see Bobby Short. There's 4 boxes of Bobby Short stuff. A couple of Shearing. Songwriters would send me stuff, so I have a lot of songwriters tapes from the 80s and 90s, aughts. Songwriters, songs, spoken word stuff. Mavis Staples, Ira Sullivan, tracked him down. Cecil Taylor, the T stuff, Mel Torme, Susan Tedeschi, Derek Trucks, a lot of stuff with Derek. Did 3 records I guess with Derek. Joe Louis Walker, the great blues artist.
Did you produce the first Susan Tedeschi record?
No.
Oh, okay.
I produced one that never came out, actually.
Oh, bummer.
First record I ever lost.
Oh.
Carl Weathersby, an excellent blues player from Chicago, and did several records with him. More Junior Wells, Bobby Womack. I did a couple of sessions with him for different records. Did a Zeppelin tribute. That's a lot of stuff with related to that. And all this is about video interviews from our Artist House website. There's probably 3,000. Well, I don't even know. I mean, there are 2,800 videos on YouTube, but these are all the full interviews. So there's a lot of stuff. There's hundreds of people in here, usually industry professionals. And then all this stuff was put on hard drives. I probably have at least 50 hard drives, maybe more, full, but mostly interview stuff. These are all tapes related to that.